Hey everybody, Michael here. Today I want to talk about attachment. What is it? How does it work? Where do we become attached to things? And how can we learn to become unattached to anything? If we recognize that all of our experiences, everything that we've encountered, everything that we've thought, everything that we've felt, everything that we've said is meant for us to become who and what we are, then that's where we start. But if we experience something and we, let's say, achieve bliss, okay? It's okay to experience that bliss, but if we get attached to that feeling and we choose to pursue it, we get attached to the idea that if we recreate that experience, we're going to feel that level of bliss again. And it just never works that way. I am a recovering drug addict, so I know what I'm talking about in terms of chasing a feeling. The initial high from any drug is a beautiful experience. You feel wonderful. You feel bliss. You feel magical. And if we get attached to that feeling and we continue to pursue that feeling, it's a fool's errand, because we're chasing something that will never happen again the way that it happened initially. So if we have a fear that we'll never experience any level of happiness or bliss again, then and we live in fear, then that attachment to that feeling of fear is a detriment, and it prevents us from growing. So attachment to anything, any desire, any feeling, anything will prevent us from growing our level of awareness. So, for example, if we fear death, what we're doing is we're attached to the idea that when we pass, we're losing something, that we're dying. Well, nothing ever dies. There's only change and modulation. So how can I know this? Well, the first law of thermodynamics is very simple. It's energy is neither created nor does it die. It only changes over time. So it changes its formation. And if we understand E equals mc squared, then we know that energy is matter, and everything is just a different form of energy, or matter is a different state of being. So consciousness is, in my opinion, the purest form of energy. And the way that it works is really simple. Every being that you encounter, everything that you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch is energy coming from the source, meant for you to experience. Everything. So instead of getting attached to the feeling of whatever experience brings you any level of happiness, that attachment will just hinder your growth. Now, that doesn't mean, for example, that when you feel, let's say, love from your family, that you are not to continue to experience that love. It just means that you you're only harming yourself if you become attached to that. This is where we fear the loss of a loved one, or we fear death. Everything, everything where any level of fear comes into play is the formation of an attachment to that thing. And it's fear of loss, fear of losing your mind, fear of losing your body, fear of experiencing pain or suffering indefinitely, fear of going to hell for an eternity. Well, everything that we experience, everything, if we take responsibility for it, then what will happen is we will realize that we have the power to modulate our conscious rate of frequency so that we can perceive it differently. And everything that we do, everything that we encounter, uh, will offer a feeling along with it. So if we feel peaceful, even getting attached to that will lead to levels of friction, because there's still more to learn. There's always more that we can get from the universe. We're not supposed to feel 100% peaceful all of the time. That feeling is possible when we return back to the one, but for now, we're supposed to experience life however it comes our way. So friction is the reminder. Friction is where we experience time in a linear fashion, and we can just simply become present again and then learn from whatever it is that we're experiencing. So always keep it simple. Be compassionate towards yourself. If you ignore whatever experience is coming your way, if you ignore the friction and let it grow into an irritation or a painful or traumatic or miserable experience, then you're not accepting the truth of what that lesson has to offer. So I like to just use friction as a reminder to become present. When I am present, I am peaceful. I don't wish to feel anything other than that. But I also don't get attached to that. If I assume that I am going to feel peaceful for any length of period of time, I'm going to get the reminder that that's not necessarily the case. So we always start with appreciation, and then once we start there and we begin to feel reconnected to God and peaceful, then we can be grateful. Gratitude. Why not? If you're not grateful for anything, then how can you expect to feel peaceful? So I hope that makes sense. Check out my YouTube channel, Everard Music. Subscribe to it. I am doing a video each day and discussing these types of concepts. Feel free to leave a comment. If you have specific questions, You're also free to email me, everardmusic@gmail.com. I have an Instagram at everardmusic where I post pictures of the sun uh, and other beautiful things. And I will be having a website up and running pretty soon as well. And that's going to be michaeleverard.com. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to what I have, and hopefully it resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. I I can accept that what I talk about isn't going to register with everybody that hears it. If it does resonate with you and brings you any level of peace, awesome. That brings me even more peace. If it resonates with you in a different way and makes you angry, that's okay too. I've been accused of lots of things. A lot of people make assumptions as to what my intentions are, or claim that I don't know what I'm talking about. It's totally cool. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to argue with you. But I will answer any questions that you have. If you honestly want to know more about why I feel the way that I do, or how I achieve peace, ask. I'll always be honest and answer whatever question you have. Alrighty? Okay, guys. Have a peaceful now. Understand that we have an infinite amount of time in which to experience whatever we wish. All right, people. I love you. Bye now.